Hello, everybody. How are you today? It is Friday. Happy Friday, first of all. I hope you're having an awesome Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend plan. And I'm happy that you took the time to join me today for this training. Okay, so before I get into my presentation and I launch my presentation mode, I just wanted to come first and say hi, show you my face. Hope you're doing awesome today. And then also a little housekeeping. So the live page for this webinar can be found at www.nicoledenise.org/live hyphen web live hyphen webinar, not training, live hyphen webinar. So if you're on here now, you can go ahead and send that link to other people so they can tune in and look at the webinar as well. So also, if you hear something during this whole presentation that you like, that you're high-fiving, that you're giving me an amen on, go ahead and tweet that out to your followers on Twitter, as well as on Facebook, as well as on Instagram, Google Plus, or whatever social media platform you are a part of. So without further ado, you do, we do, they do, I am ready to tell you about the one-step proven method that I have implemented in my life that has been a game changer as far as me being happier and making more money in my life. So let's get into it. Let me launch my presentation, and you should be seeing it right now. All right. I hope you guys are doing well. Like, I'm not the stuffy presenter. I am known to break out and dance at any moment's notice, especially if that's my song. I'm known to break out in song. So you might hear a little, rambunctiousness here on my part, but it's all about making everything fun. So here's the presentation. So let's get started right now. All right, so step number one, or the first step, the one-step proven method to make more money and live a happier life. So what are we doing here? Is this a webinar? Is this a training? Is it a mastermind? Is it a boot camp? What does this stuff even mean? So people, I always see folks talk about all these, webinars, trainings, masterminds. It's like, what's really going on? So I just want to tell you guys that buzzwords really kill my vibe. Like, I'm so anti-buzzword. I don't know what any of that stuff really means. Technically, I think people throw it around too much just to, sound important. But let's just consider this a conversation. We're going to have a good old-fashioned chit-chat, one fellow human being to another. And today, I just need about 30 to 45 minutes of your time. And it may be even shorter than that, because I'm an advocate of trimming away the fat, get rid of the fluff, and getting to the point. So this webinar, training, whatever you want to call it, this chit chat is going to be about 30 minutes of your time. So the first things first, Papa freaks all the, okay, I'm not going to go there. I told you I would break out in song. I'm sorry. When you say first things first, you automatically go into the Biggie Smalls. Okay, my no bio. If you want to know things about me, like my education, where I live, where I'm from, you can find all that online. I always say God, then Google. Google knows about me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. You can find out all those things. But this is what I like to call my no bio. These are some things and highlights that I consider kind of important. So I am the oldest of 3 girls. I have 2 sisters. I'm almost 30. Woo, woo, 4 more days. Cinco de Mayo is my birthday, and I'll be turning the big 3-0. I am excited and am definitely open to receiving any gifts that anybody wants to give to me. I will forward you the official list of things that I like and things that I want for my birthday. So yeah, don't be afraid to reach out, say happy birthday, Nicole, on Cinco de Mayo. I'm an obsessive changer of hair color. Okay, so from this picture, I had green hair, and that was like last month sometime. if you just saw me like 2 seconds ago, you see I have no hair because I recently cut it all off. I was like, Nicole, it's time to mow the lawn, literally, because I had green hair. So, dun. I mowed the lawn, cut my hair off, loving the little natural cut. I love the cut, but I don't be surprised if you see some color very soon in the future. Next, I'm a chronic creative. I'm into everything from writing, reading, poetry, music, nail art, body painting, anything that oozes creativity, I am there for it. Okay? I love creativity because there's something about watching other people express their creative juices that helps mine get to flowing, and it helps mine get to a higher level of creativity. I don't know what it is. So even if I'm watching something that has absolutely nothing to do with writing or storytelling, it's something about seeing those expressions that really helps and influences my writing and my storytelling abilities. Lastly, I am a reformed hater of life. I used to hate my life. Like, I used to wake up and be like, this is for the birds. I don't want to be here. I don't understand why I'm here. I was that person, like, for years. I was like, this, there has to be more to this. But as you can see, I said I am a reformed hater of life. So I no longer hate my life. I actually love my life now. And I'm a very happy person. And I'm going to show you why very soon. So next, I've done some pretty awesome things and met some pretty cool people. I am an aspiring triathlete. Why? I don't know. I just always wanted to do it. I gotta definitely enroll in some swimming lessons. Like, I had swimming lessons when I was in summer camp years ago, but let's just say I know how to not drown, but I don't necessarily know how to swim. I can doggy paddle with the best of them though, but I might want to get on that if I'm going to be a triathlete. So last year I completed my first 5K run at the Color Fun Fest. And just because I'm Nicole Denise, I don't know how to do things normal, I had to, of course, inject some creativity into the type of run that I decided to do. And I did the Color Fun Fest. And that's basically where they say, hey, we're going to give you a 5K course and we're going to throw powdered paint on you. Was that a good idea? Probably not the best. I had a blast. Will I do it again? Probably not. Because just think of inhaling colored cornstarch. If I had asthma, that wouldn't have been a good look. But I'm happy I did it. I'm happy I completed it. I've also had the opportunity of being on radio, creating a print magazine, doing some pretty awesome videography for people. I've done spoken word and poetry. I've also met people like Beverly Johnson and a list of other well-known individuals. I've also had the opportunity to work with some pretty cool brands. Macy's and Yahoo are at the top of the list because those are people that you would recognize, but that does not mean that they're more important than the other brands represented here. I have literally written a list as of lately of all the brands that I have directly or indirectly worked with, and the list is well over 100. And the reason why I wrote this down that day was because I was kind of feeling down, and I was kind of feeling like, I couldn't do, rise to the occasion for this job that I had, or this gig that I was getting ready to do. And I kind of felt down on myself. And I'm a firm believer in checking your track record. Like, I had to realize, wait a minute, Nicole, you've worked with Macy's and they were excited about having you on board. You've worked with Yahoo. You've worked with all these other people on this list, and they can do nothing but rave about your work. Of course, you're cut out to do this next project. So that's one of the things that I do to kind of boost myself up and to help me realize that, hey, I have what it takes to be great. And also, I've created a brand or 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 of my own. I'm like a serial entrepreneur. I'm not going to lie. But these 3 are the representative of the most, I say the ones that I most put my energy into right now. Nicole Denise, of course, NicoleDenise.org. I'm a content creator, brand strategist, wordsmith, and I've also more recently added life and brand synthesizer to my titles because I started coaching people because I realized I had the power to take all the ideas that people have in their minds and actually give them tangible results and action plans to get all those ideas out of their mind and make them real to them. Also, She Just Writes. She Just Writes is an online community for women writers. And basically I did that because I believe that writing is a lonely sport. And oftentimes you are secluded when you write because, you know, you have to have your space, your time and all this. But I still wanted a way to be social, especially with other women who were in the industry. So I created a platform and it has, oh my gosh, it still amazes me how it's grown leaps and bounds, especially to international territory. Like I've met awesome women and interviewed awesome women like in the UK, in Australia, in, is it EA? The Middle East. Okay. Now I can write, but don't ask me nothing about geography. I'm just being straight up with you. The Middle East. Okay. But yes, She Just Writes has really opened up my eyes to the possibilities that are available in the writing industry, especially among women, because writing is still a male dominated profession. So that's She Just Writes, her voice, her story, her community. And lastly, I decided to enter into a partnership with my business partner, Nadia Matthews, last year, and we created Stokes and Matthews Media. And basically it was two writers who came together and said, hey, we do a whole bunch of stuff. Why not do the whole bunch of stuff together, i.e. like publishing and content marketing, and offer these services to people as a collective? So hello, yes, I already do it. Why not expand it and make it into another brand? So that's the gist of Stokes and Matthews Media. I was able to do all the awesome things and meet these great people after I implemented one important step. And I know you guys are like, so Nicole, what is it? Because that's what I'm here for. I'm here for this one-step method that's supposed to change my life, make me happier, and make me some more money. Well, without further ado, I started saying N-O. Okay, you can breathe. You can breathe a sigh of relief because I knew you thought it was going to be something so far beyond you, so impossible to accomplish. But I started saying no, and saying no was a game changer in my life. And I'm going to tell you why it was a game changer, because it sounds simple enough. But here's why saying no changed everything. First, it eliminated my incessant need to stay busy and not think. I was the epitome of that stupid, okay, I'm not gonna call him stupid. That pink furry Energizer bunny. I kept going. And it was all in an attempt so that I didn't have to sit still and realize that I hated the life that I was living, and realize that I hated and despised that this was not something my life was supposed to be like. This was not the picture I had in my mind. I just kept going. I just kept saying yes to everything. I'll do it. Yes, pick me. I'll do it. Just so I could stay busy and didn't have to think. But saying no stopped all of that. I reestablished my self-respect and gained the respect of others when I started saying no. Like, to hear, when you say no and when you decide to take the initiative to say no, it comes from a place of worthiness and realizing your value and realizing your worth. And when you realize your worth and you realize your value, you ooze something from inside that says, I deserve respect. And by saying no, I also gained that respect from other people. I also eliminated a lot of personal and professional BS in my life. Let me tell you something. When I started saying no, folks stopped calling me. It's as simple as that. They literally stopped calling me. You know, the little fake boos that you have, they stopped calling. You know, the little fake folks that say they in your corner and they your friend and they your this, you know, them cheerleaders. When you start saying no, and start saying you're not going to continue to live this life of lack or mediocrity or any of those things or negativity or gossip or all that stuff that you don't need in your life, when you start saying no, them folks stop calling you. And then on the professional side, I got rid of so many clients that were like, well, can I get a discount? Well, you know, my budget is real small. Well, blah, 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 blah. Well, this is why I can't. Can I get on a payment plan? Can you just do $2? Can you just do it for free? Help a sister out. Help us. I got rid of all that stuff when I started saying no. When I started making my prices and sticking to them, all them people seem to just disappear. I haven't heard from them since. Every now and again, they'd be like, hey, Nicole. I'm like, what's up? Holla. You know, but it eliminated a lot of that BS out of my life when I started saying no. And lastly, I discovered my value as a result. I discovered my value and as a result, began to ask for and get what I needed in relationships and charge more for my services. So by saying no and realizing that I was valuable and realizing that I was worthy of having the best and, you know, having the best relationships, having the best clients, when I realized that, like, I started asking for what I needed in my relationships. No longer were the days of Nicole just being walked over or people just basically giving Nicole the end of the stick. No, I wanted the best of the best. And that was what I required. And those people who didn't cut the mustard, like I said, they just stopped calling. They stopped showing up. I haven't heard from them since. And then on the flip side, in my professional life, I was able to charge more for my services, because when you eliminate all the people that are just trying to get something free, you open up yourself to a higher caliber of people who are like, oh my gosh, you're awesome. Let me pay you for this. It's just something interesting how the universe works. Like when you stop saying no, you open up your opportunities to yes. So here's why you can't say no. Now, for a long time, it took me forever. I am not going to lie. No is hard. Sometimes I still battle with no. But no is hard, mainly because you actually think you're worthless and without value, personally and professionally. You think that you're invaluable. And I had to really sit with myself to understand this lesson and really have a moment to have some introspection, you know, into my life and realize, like, where did that come from? What is that breeded from? Why do I not think I'm worthy enough? Why do I think I have to take this? Why do I have to be the one that offers the discount rates just to get? Why do I have to be the one that just gets by? Why do I have to be the one that struggles? Why do I have to be the one that has to get the Tyrones? And I'm not saying anything against Tyrone. I'm saying the kind that Erica talked about with her, you know, okay. You know what I'm talking about. The friend of Tyrone. Why do I have to get those guys? Why do I have to settle for those people? You know, why can't my relationships be lovely? Like, why I have to be struggling and arguing with you just for you to do right? Like, I think I'm more valuable than that. I had to get back to that realization that I had value and that I didn't have to accept those things. And so next, you actually believe you have nothing to offer. That was another part of the equation. That's why I couldn't say no. I thought I had nothing to offer. Oh, well, why would they want Nicole? Why would they need Nicole? That was me personally. Why? I'm just a fat girl in the room. Yeah, I'm smart, but you know, I don't have the this, I don't have the that. You know, I'm kind of goofy. I'm kind of awkward. I'm not really like sexy. I don't know how to, why would they want Nicole? I have nothing to offer to the situation professionally. Well, you know, I didn't teach. You know, I have an English degree, but normally English degree holders, they go and be teachers. I'm not teaching. You know, why would they want me? Why? I don't really have anything to offer. So that's why it was hard for me to say no, because I actually believe that stuff. The next reason you can't say no is because you're a chronic people pleaser. And as Erykah Badu, she has a song that says she's a recovering undercover over lover. That was me. Like, I wanted everybody to like me. I wanted everybody to say Nicole was the bomb.com. I wanted everybody to say, oh yes, Nicole, like have nothing but accolades to shower me with. So I was like, yes, 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 I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm here for you. I am the one. You can count on me. We are buddies forever, BFFs for life. I was that girl. And all the more while I was doing that and making everybody else's life, quote unquote, happy, I was suffering. And like I said, I hated my life every day. And every day I woke up, I was like, why the F am I here? And I'm not trying to offend anybody, but I'm trying to help you understand and channel those emotions that I had. While everything looked great on the surface and everybody else was happy, I was like, this is for the birds. And the next reason I couldn't say no was because I thought that saying yes all the time was a way of controlling the situation. I had to come to grips and I had to come to terms that I was a control freak. I wanted to control everything. And I lived by the model that said, you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. And I know so many women, and not that men don't do this, but women have this thing inside of us that says, oh, we'll get it done. Oh, nobody won't help me. I got it. That's okay. Let me do it because I know how to do it right. And that really stems from a place of first fear and second arrogance. Like, how do you think that you're the only person who knows how to do something right? Like, think about that for a second. You're not the only person who can get the job done like and up to par as you would see fit. But I had to realize that I was a control freak and I tried to control everything that I could by saying yes. Next, you're not sick and tired and burnt out enough from being a yes man or yes woman. That's why you can't say no. You're not sick and tired enough. I have this friend. We talk, I say we talk every other month. She calls me and she always tells me about Boo. And I'm like, okay. I let her go on. Now, her and Boo been together for about 345 years. No exaggeration. You know, he been the same way since she been with him, you know, the first year. He's still whatever. And she's still with him. And at the end of our conversation, I always tell her, look, you grown. You're going to do what you want to do. But when you're tired, you'll leave. When you're tired, you'll be done with it. And I'm a firm believer in that. I don't go around trying to tell grown people what to do because grown folks are going to do what they want to do. But I will tell you this, when you're sick and tired of being the doormat, and when you're sick and tired of being burnt out and having no energy to do anything that you love or that's fulfilling to your life, you will stop saying yes to any and everything and any and everyone. That I promise you. Because when I got to the end of that rope, when I was done, like when I'm done with something, it never existed. That's how done I am. Chapter closed, over, done with. So when I got done with being the yes woman and the doormat, oh, I was done. That life is over with. I don't even know that version of Nicole, except when I revisit her to share stories like this. Lastly, you don't have people around you who hold you accountable for your no's. What do I mean by that? Excuse me. You don't have the right people around you. For so many years, I had people around me that did not want Nicole. They wanted what Nicole could give them or what Nicole could benefit them with. They didn't care about my well-being. They didn't care that I was on the brink of suicide, that I was depressed, that I was suffering from major anxiety. They didn't care about that because they didn't care about Nicole. All they cared about was, so you gonna hook that up, what you said you was gonna hook up? So you gonna do that for me? Are we still on for this date? Are we still on for that date? Like, are we still gonna get it done? Is the project moving forward? They didn't care. They just wanted my yes. That's all they wanted. But then, like I said, once I started saying no and all those people fell off the bandwagon or fell off the train and I didn't hear from them anymore. And I started, basically, good people start gravitating towards me. And those were the people that held me accountable for my no's. And what I mean by that is anytime where I was like gung-ho and I was like, yes, I'm about to say yes to this project or yes to this person, they would pull me to the side. They'd be like, oh, that's cool. That's wonderful. They would celebrate with me. They would be like, that's a great idea. That's a great endeavor. And then they would bring me back to reality. They would say, how does this meet your bottom line? is this pushing the vision forward? And I really had to go within myself and realize, wait a minute, I can't just move off emotions anymore. I have to make sure that my saying yes is meeting the bottom line. And my bottom line is to live the happiest life that I could live. How is this helping that? If that's not helping the situation, if saying yes to this situation is not helping that, then that's a definite no in my book. My bottom line is to make more money and live an abundant and a wealthy life. If that's not meeting my bottom line, that decision that I could potentially make, then that's a no in my book. It's as simple as that. And I have good people around me, and more people are gravitating towards me that actually hold me accountable for that. So here's how you can start saying no, like right now, like today, like as soon as you hear this. Here's how you can start saying no. You can eliminate your habit to make excuses for why you can't say no. Folks got excuses for days. I can't. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to take a drink of water. Okay. We back. We round cheer. We out cheer. Okay, I'm back. We eliminate your habit to make excuses for why you can't say no. You will have excuses all day, but it's going to hurt her feelings. He's not going to like me anymore. I'm going to lose that client. This contract is a big deal. I just blah, 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 blah. You have to get to the point where you say, am I happy about this? Is this sitting well with me? Does this make me feel peaceful when I think about it? Is this going to bring on more anxiety and stress into my life? Those are the things you have to start evaluating. Not he's going to be mad at me. She's not going to like me. I'm not going to be the popular one in the crowd. Like, stop making those excuses, especially based on shallow things like that. Next, you can start saying no right now by starting small. What do I mean by that? When I first was on this, I'll call it a no journey, I started with my thoughts. Anytime those thoughts of insecurities or unworthiness, those thoughts that said, you can't do this. Nicole, who do you think you are? Nicole, these folks ain't gonna take you seriously. Nicole, you think you can have him? Nicole, I would literally aloud say, no, not accepting that one. Nope, not accepting it. No, that's a no. Like, I was literally that girl talking to myself, because these thoughts were no longer going to hinder my progress towards what I believe was rightfully mine. So I started with my thoughts. And once I started with my thoughts, it became easier for me to tell people, but like, girl, heck no, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not going to sit on this phone and gossip with you for 4 hours and we don't get nothing accomplished when I could be out here making this money. No, I'm not doing that. I don't even care about that to do that. I don't care about why he said and Johnny and them ain't talking no more, and why Jocelyn on, I don't even know the folks' name, on hip hop love. What is it? Love and hip hop ain't talking. And what? Them folks is making money while you're sitting here watching them be foolish. And I'm the girl that says, I don't knock hustles. Make your money. But what I'm saying is, don't be stupid and don't just be the one sitting around talking about what's going on while folks is making money and then trying to figure out why you sitting in the dark in your house. Okay. I digress. I come back. And so after I was able to tell people no, I was also able to tell situations no. Like, no, I'm not going to be living in lack. I'm not going to settle for this when I really desire that. No, I'm not going to be that person who says, well, by and by, I'll take it as it comes. Like, life is not going to happen to me by default when I believe that I can actually have the best and live abundantly and be astronomically happy. So I started small, and then they progress, as you can see, from thoughts to people to situations. Here's another way you can start saying no right now. Be strategic. I'm very strategic in what I say yes and no to. I enact this 5-star method. And what that means is simply, if it don't have 5 stars behind it, I ain't doing it. I am not doing it. I have people all the time. Like I told you, I am that go-to person that people have always come to with all their business. So other friends, they would come to me and they'd be like, I've been with such and such, and he just really not. And I say, okay, Well, I can't, and they name all these negative cons, and they can't say anything positive about them. And only positive they can come up with why they're still with this person or why they're still in this business arrangement is because they have history. History is not enough, folks. I don't care if you've been with somebody for 5,004 years. If it's not working for you and it's not serving you and it's not pushing you to be the highest expression of yourself, if it's not just making you happy, if it's not making you money, why are you doing it? Like, real talk. Like, why are you doing it? And that was the conversations I have with myself. It has to have 5 stars behind it, not 4.3 stars. No, 5 stars. Or I'm not doing it. It's a no. Next, I eliminate what if scenarios. Let me tell you something. Your mind is a powerful something. Your mind will create all of these reasons. What if? I can't think of the brand who does this. It's a brand that does this really well. So basically what they'll say is, for example, if I tell such and such no, then such and such will be angry. And if such and such is angry, then such and such will crash their car into a tree. And if such and such crashes their car into a tree, then the tree will fall down and the roots will come up. And when the roots come up, then it will ruin the street. And when the street is ruined, then people won't have anywhere to drive. Have you seen that commercial, that brand that does that? I'll send that to you guys when I remember what brand does that well. But your mind will create all these what if scenarios. My thing is, look, say no and see what really happened. Like, stop being in your mind about what could happen if you say no. Just say no and then see what really happens. Because 9 times out of 10, most of the time, 10 times out of 10, your mind has a more elaborate depiction of what happens than what actually happens. So get over the fear, say no, and be done with it. Next, brace yourself and breathe. Now, like I said, I'm a recovering people pleaser. So I know I struggle with no still. I'm not here to say I don't say no. I mean, I can say no like that, but I still struggle with it. But I make sure that I have pure intentions behind everything and the reason why I say no to people. I make sure I find the peace with it. Peace has to resonate with me before I say no to somebody or a situation or a business deal or a relationship with somebody. I have to be at peace with it. So I just breathe, I meditate, I think about it, and then I stick with whatever my answer is, one way or the other. And lastly, keep doing it and build your no muscle. Let me tell you something. No is a muscle. The more you use it, the easier it becomes to use. When you first go do that first workout, you're going to be sore. It's going to be hurt. You're going to be hurting. You're like, this, I can't do this. This for the birds. But then the more and more as you build that muscle and you start saying no to those thoughts that don't sit well with you and those thoughts that are not progressing you forward, then you'll start saying no to those people who are not meeting the bottom line or helping you move forward or helping you evolve into the greatest expression of yourself. And then you'll start saying no to those situations. And before you know it, you will have mastered no. I'm telling you, you have mastered it just like any other muscle. When you say no, 3 things happen. Number 1, you tell the truth. So when I first started saying no, I had to, like I said, I took time to get some introspective views on my life. And I had to realize, why do I say yes to everything? Why do I think it necessary for people to like me all the time? Why do I have to be the popular one in the bunch? Why do I have to feel like I need to be there for everybody else, but nobody else needs to be with me? And once I started answering those questions, I became crystally clear and truthful with myself. And that was in itself like the biggest lesson that I've ever learned. And number 2, I started to take radical responsibility. What does radical mean? So when I first heard of radical and I think about radical, I thought radical was like, woohoo, swinging from the chandeliers. That's not what radical means. When you look up the definition of radical, it talks about getting back to the source of something or getting back to the core of something or the essence of something. So when I started saying no I started to get back to the core of why it was important for me to take responsibility for my own life and why it was important for me to really say, hey, Nicole, if this life right now as it is not what you want, you can change it. Like you can. You can stop letting it happen to you by default. You have the power to do that if you take radical responsibility for your life. And number 3, I briefly mentioned it earlier, is that when you start saying no, you open up your opportunities for yes. Like it's something about removing the clutter away from your life. This is physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, that all of a sudden unclogs and allows the flow of abundance to come into your life. You get more love, more opportunity, more money, more happiness, more, like everything just flows better when it's unclogged. And that's just simple science. If you unstop the toilet, it's going to flow better. If you unstop the clutter around your life, which is all that's junk you allowed into your life by saying yes to everything, when you start saying no and get rid of that junk, you open up the flow of true abundance, true happiness, true wealth, true everything. So I'm getting ready to wrap it up. You need help saying no? Well, consider me the no coach. Besides helping you say no as your coach, I can help you figure out the small logistical moving parts that make your huge life and business goals possible. Like I said earlier, I have recently added Life and Brand Synthesizer to my titles because I'm able to see all those moving parts. I'm able to see what it takes and what it takes to make the big vision possible. So besides helping you say no, I can then help you get all of those little ideas out your head and actually make them tangible. And then I can create a plan of action and a timeline for meeting your goals. So say your goal is, I want to take over the world. All right. I think that's great. Let's do it. If you're serious about it, I'll get you there. We will take over the world. Well, you will take over the world and I will help you take over the world. So I will create an action plan. So I need a timeline. Okay, so when do you want to take over the world? Date and time, please. Because so many people say, I want to do this, I want to do that, and they never put it on the calendar. If you never put it on the calendar, it's never going to happen. So just stop playing with yourself. Like real talk. If you never put it on the calendar, it's not going to happen. So I say, let's create an action plan and a timeline. Next, I will help you execute the goals on your action plan. So that's what sets me apart, me and the people that work with me, my team. What sets us apart is that so many people can tell you what to do, but people don't know how to do it. I know how to create the websites. I know how to brand things. I know how to create logos. I know the type of imaging you need, and I know how to execute it. I also do videography and photography. My team does amazing graphic design. Like, we know how to do all those things. So it's not just a matter of telling you, but we're also going to execute it for you, which is something that people don't know how to do. And most of the time they piecemeal it together. Why do I know this to be true? Because I piecemealed a lot of my stuff together before I had my aha moment and before I had people come into my life that showed me, no, honey. They set me down and said, Nicole, no. That's not how you do that. This is how you do this. So next, I will encourage and motivate you to stay the course towards your dreams in tough times. Yeah, taking over the world is hard work. But when you have somebody like me in your corner, I'm going to say, hey, now you said on such and such a date, when we first met, you wanted to take over the world. Now, we're going to take over this world. So I'm going to let you have your moment. You can take your time, whatever needs to happen, get you some tea, some crumpets, whatever your zhuzh is, get you a little cup of wine, glass of wine, whatever you need to calm your nerves. But you told me you wanted to take over the world. Here are your goals. Here's the action steps. Let's make it happen. And next, I'll be that person that kicks you in your butt in the lazy and complacent stages. Because sometimes you're going to be like, look, I don't want to take over the world. I just want to take over New Zealand. All right, that's fine. We'll start at New Zealand, but we're going to take over this world because that was the goal. That's what you're passionate about. So we can start there, but I'm not going to allow you to be mediocre. I'm not going to allow you to be okay with just enough. I'm not going to allow, not when I know you're powerful and not when I know you have the capability to take over the world. And lastly, I will help you shine and enter a realm of happiness that comes as a result of fulfilling your life's purpose. There is nothing, I can't, it's hard for me to even put this in words, but there is nothing more fulfilling, more expansive, more awe-inspiring, more incredible than actually actively fulfilling your life's purpose. For me to be on this call right now, on this webinar, on this, having this conversation with you guys is something that I've always seen myself doing. I've always known I've had a voice to share, my life stories, my life struggles, and then help people bring them along because I've always done it. People have always come to me, but to see it grow and expand to bigger platforms, it's amazing to me. And there's nothing more fulfilling. And I want to help you get to where you're supposed to be. That vision that you don't share with other people about what you want to do and how you want to see your life go forward. Like, I want to help you get there. I want to help you see that light. So to get me as a coach, all you have to do is go to NicoleDenise.org, click consultation. It's going to be in the right-hand corner. It's a box. Click consultation and let's have a conversation. You and I, one-on-one. We could do it on the phone. We could do it on Google Hangout. We could do it on Skype. Let's just talk to see if we are a good fit for one another, because I'm all about gelling and, because I might not be the right coach for you, but I do believe that everybody does need a coach. I have coaches in my life that push me to the next level, that keep me motivated. So let's see if we're a good fit. And then secondly, I'm getting ready to launch a program called Monetize Me. So if you want to learn how to make money from your yeses, remember those yes opportunities that I was talking about? I'm actually recruiting serious and committed beta testers right now for my program. So if you're interested in that and you want to know how I can take my passion and start to make money from it, but you want to be one of the first people who actually test out the program for me so I can get feedback, of what's good, what works, what doesn't work, how did I get an aha moment, how it's delivered, if that works well with technology. I'm just really recruiting serious and committed beta testers. So if you're into that, you can register at www.NicoleDenise.org. What is that? /monetize-me. And just fill out the contact form and say, hey, Nicole, I'm interested in being a beta tester for Monetize Me. Now, please understand this is for serious and committed people. So once we have our little interview and I see if you're the right fit, please understand I have no problem telling you, no, you don't fit. You should have learned that by now. Like, I have no problem saying, no, not today, honey, maybe tomorrow. I can say it nicely, but yeah, so just be serious and committed. Like, all jokes aside, if you're serious and you're committed about changing your life and figuring out how to create evergreen systems and how to basically make money from your passion, I would love to have you as one of my beta testers. And today's freebie for everyone that registered for this webinar and this conversation is the Monetize Me Quick Start Plan. So I have 10 things that I did to start making money from my passion. And one of those things was saying no. So you can find out all the other 9 things if you've registered for this webinar. You can check your inbox and you will have that delivered to you soon. So keep an eye out for that on your inbox. So people, that was it. What did I do? Oh, I did 43 minutes. Okay. So we're in there. 43 minutes. Say no. Hopefully you got something from this. Hopefully this changed your life. Hopefully you start saying no. If you want to work with me, again, NicoleDenise.org. Click on the consultation button and let's talk. Let's hash it out. Let's see, what you're going for in life. Let's see where you like to see your vision go for your life. So I'm here. Also, my book, I'm Doing This to Me, is still available. Also, follow the hashtag almost30 because I have some big things coming up soon for that too. And I just thank you for your time, for being here. And then also look in your inbox for those who have registered because I will be sending your freebie to you as soon as possible. All right, you guys have an awesome rest of your Friday. Turn up. I hope I'm saying that right because I always say turn down or something like that. Anyway, turn up. Make it awesome. Make it count and make it fulfilling, guys. All right. Adios. Bye-bye.